Yo, people, what you telling me? We're back again for another one. Red Talk, settings flawless. What's good, my brother?
Yo, I'm blessed, fam. Are you saying you good first and foremost, yeah?
Yeah, all good, man. All good. Big up the chat as well. So, I mean, a few things to unpack today, man.
Yeah, there's a
Obviously,
lot to go in. There's a lot going on, fam.
but I feel like every time I go sleep and open my eyes, bro, there's some more quotes from this manager, bro. You know
Yo,
them
hella
ones,
interviews, man. Yo, this guy, hella
bro. It's
interviews, man.
crazy, bro. Like, I feel
It's
like
hella
every
interviews.
day there's new quotes, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? And more
Mm,
Delap links. The Delap
mm.
rumors, some Sancho nonsense that just won't seem to go away. You know what I mean? I'm seeing Fenerbahce links and stuff like that, bro. It's like, oh, bruv, you know what?
Go on.
I understand why people do this fake Man United fan thing, bro. Because, bro, like, bruv, it's just unlimited content.
Of
You
course.
know them ones there, bro. I can't even lie, bro. Like, I believe that the majority of the stuff we hear about this club, yeah, is fake, blood, and people just put it out there because they know it's gonna get interaction, bro. I swear,
Because
bro.
it is. I think somebody said it. I can't remember who it was that, as a reporter talking about Manchester United, you'll never go broke. And
Yeah.
that's the facts. You'll never go broke. You'll never have anything to not worry about because anything attached to our name goes viral instantly.
It's
We are that
ridiculous.
we are that fire hashtag that if you put on your Instagram post is gonna clear that people are searching. No matter how bad we are, how good we are, we might be stuck in mediocrity, whatever the case may be. We are a
Yeah,
news story. And that's what you
yeah,
see in with this manager and previous managers crumbling under the pressure. You see it. And we've seen it with players. That's why great players have come here and good players have come here and failed too.
yeah, 100%, man. There's loads of stuff coming out about this manager, but the most worrying thing for me, yeah, is I think that Ornstein thing where they're saying that they want to arm him with players that can play his system.
Mm. Let me actually pull up these
It's a
quotes.
big mistake, like you know them ones there, like it's a
Talk about
big
fam.
fucking mistake, bro. When they're saying stuff like that, how is that different to what they done with Ten Hag, bro? Do you know what
Valid
I'm
point.
saying? This is it, bro. Man said changing the coach is the
Mm.
last thing on Man United's agenda. United's priority is to provide Ruben Amorim with players who will allow him to play the style he wants. Like, why is that any different to what these men have done with Eric Ten Hag?
It's not any different to what they did with Eric Ten Hag, and they're doing their thought process is the same way they should have got rid of Ten Hag much earlier than they did. They're now
Mm,
doing the same with Amarim, where it's like if I'm the employer and I've employed someone to do the job, and I hear him talking the way he's talking,
mm,
that's alarm bells ringing. Yo,
fact.
put big up to my bro Sheik every single time. Alarm bells ringing. Put him out of his misery. This is like before a championship bout, and they ask a boxer, "Do you think you can win the fight?" And he tells you, "I'm unsure." What are you going to be thinking of him going into the fight? And word to my
Yeah.
guy Steve, he said this just on my last stream. He took it one further. Amarim was like a boxer who took a championship bout on short notice, thinking that he could win it, and now he's
Mm,
getting absolutely battered. The ref needs to call it off. Ineos
yeah.
are the ref in that instance. Hear how he's talking. Man was talking when he first got here about there's a storm coming. I'm the guy to take Manchester United back to the top. I know what it means to the club. And now when you see the comments now talking about it's the culture. If we
Yeah.
don't change it and we have a season like this next season, we need different people. And
Yeah.
maybe I'm not the guy to take Manchester United back to the top. See the yin and yang and the complete difference in
Yeah.
what he's saying. So I'm looking at that as a fan and saying, put him out of his misery. So
Mm,
surely the board hear that and go, how can you confidently talk about that? I mean,
yeah.
confidently back that and think, yeah, I'm just hoping with the players we sign, it's talented players who can adapt to different systems. Because signing a player for his system specifically is wrong. I keep saying this. It should be club way. We should sign players for the club. So then when the next manager comes in, he can then, all right, cool. He can use these players. But we'll see what's what, man.
Yeah, this is it. Because, bro, listen, I'm happy with the players that we've been linked with. I'll be honest, that's not
Yes.
my issue. But my issue is, yeah, you shouldn't be tying the way Manchester United are gonna play, yeah, to a manager. Do you know what I'm
Agreed.
saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
that
Right.
is so outdated.
Mm.
That is so outdated, my bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's one of them ones where Ruben Amorim ain't done enough in football for me to take that kind of gamble with him. It's not like he's Pep Guardiola. You know
Yeah.
when Man City went and said, you know what, we're gonna put everything in place for Pep. That's cool with Pep.
It's Pep.
That Pep done enough in the game that Pep wasn't a gamble. Like Pep can never be a gamble. You know what you're gonna get with Pep after how many years in the game, bro? With Amorim, he's still in his infancy as a manager, bro. It's a gamble, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It's an absolute fucking gamble. If this Brer don't win the Europa League, yeah, even if he does, they should get rid of him. But if he doesn't win the Europa League and these men are still fucking, they're gonna go and heavily back this guy, yeah, brother, there's got to be something wrong. Do you know what I mean? He's not wrong, bro. Like man said in the chat, he ain't even passed his probation period, bro. Probation period of the job is 3 to 6 months usually. This guy's won 6 games in that time, bro. Like how, bro? You wouldn't keep your job at Next, bruv.
No, you wouldn't. If you
wouldn't keep your job at Next in retail, bro, and they're always hiring, and you still wouldn't keep your job.
You wouldn't keep your job at a call center, and they're always hiring. They have a high turnover of staff. Trust me. If you made 6 sales in 6 months, they're getting rid of you. I've been in them jobs before. Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
And like that's what, and we're going to end up. It's literally the same. This is Ten Hag 2.0 in regards to the situation we're in. Yeah. The exact same situation we was in this time last summer with Ten Hag. They've come in here, done what they've done, and we're in the exact same scenario. Some people were Ten Hag in, some people were Ten Hag out. Some people are Amorim in, some people are Amorim out. Some people are saying if he wins the FA Cup, he keeps his job. Some people are saying if Amorim wins the Europa League, he keeps his job. Even if he wins the FA Cup, Ten Hag, people are saying he should be sacked. People are saying if Amorim, even if he wins the Europa League, he should be sacked. The only thing they've not done is go and hire 2 managers to sit alongside him in the summer. That's the only difference.
Bro, this is what I'm trying to say, bro.
It's literally a mirror match.
While all this is happening, yeah, we need to look at the guy that brought him in, bro. We need to look at Omar Barada, bro. We need to look at him because you know what it is, yeah? It's one of them things where there was so much, because he was at Manchester City, yeah, I gave him so much benefit of the doubt because he was there. But the fact that he's actually brought him in, yeah, and man's talking about backing him heavily, even though he's done all these things, yeah, you have to question this guy, bro. You have to question him because he was saying that, yo, with the players, you get brought in and you got 18 months to 2 years to prove your worth or you're gone. Do you know what I mean? He was saying he was going to run a tight ship. The fact that you've brought in this player and he's failed like this, and there's talk of actually giving him more money and building the team like almost to his spec is crazy. It's crazy, bro.
It is. And I think part of the reason is one of it just comes down to incompetence. But secondly, if they do not back him, and let's say they do sack him, because they've got the 2 managerial decisions so wrong. Like Amorim has been horrific. Keeping Ten Hag was horrific. Yeah. That next one cannot miss. And I think that's their thought process. Because if they do sack, yes, we'll get onto Amorim's case. And if, let's say, we move him on and we sack him, then the conversation is, okay, that next guy who comes in, if that goes slightly wrong even at the start, we're all going to start looking at the decision makers.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't even think it's that bad, you know. You know what makes it worse, Flawless? These men taking so long. Because if you look at Chelsea, yeah. If you look at Chelsea, them man had Tuchel. They had Tuchel, and then it was Potter.
Yeah,
Tuchel, Potter. Was it Poch after that?
I think it was.
Tuchel, Potter, Poch, and then Maresca. Like, bro, the reason why, no one's talking about the fact that Chelsea have had 4 managers, is because of how swiftly they sacked them. You know them, man. The problem is with Man United, we took too long, bro. If they sacked Amorim, as soon as shit was going crazy, man will forget about it by the time the next guy comes in. Because, bro, we're fickle. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, football fans are fickle, bro. Like, bro, if we had 3 managers in 18 months, no one would really care, bro. Like, even when we're thinking of United before, remember, we had Carrick as an interim, we had Ralph as an interim. No one even remembers Carrick.
Yeah, because the thing is, because we understand as a fan base, for most of us understand what it is when it comes to interims. We understand you're here for a short time, steady the ship, etc.
But it's still a manager.
Yeah, it's still a manager.
And this is what man don't understand, bro. It's so easy to sack managers and bring in the next one
Yes.
and bring in the next one until you get it right. And as long as you do get it right, people will forget about it, bro. People only start talking about the fuck ups here when you just don't level it out, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
But I think they're concerned and worried about, and why they're taking so long is, one, I think they're incompetent in regards to the managerial side of things, and two, getting it wrong. Because all they've done is got it wrong so far when it comes to managers. Their two managerial decisions have been horrific.
Yeah.
And also, to tie into it, the results have also gone left. The one thing Chelsea have is that Maresca actually had a good start. It wasn't until Maresca had started having bad results, you see protests. You think if Chelsea was second or third and comfortably in the top 5 and performing better, there would have been protests? No. There ain't never protests when your team's performing well. Oh, you notice how FSG out is quiet. Why is that?
Yeah, bro.
Exactly, Liverpool won the league.
Bro. And they got terrible owners.
They got terrible owners. If Liverpool were 8th, FSG out would be trending and it'd be a conversation. Good job for them. Like,
if Liverpool were 16th, their owners would be out, bro. Do you know what I mean? Man is saying Ineos might be afraid of the fans. They're not afraid of the fans. It's the exact opposite, bro. They don't respect these fans because they're spineless, bro. These fans, this manager's got a 16th year, and the fans are applauding him.
That's crazy.
Saying that he speaks so well, and let's get these players out. I've never heard a manager speak with so much passion and so much honesty. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. This is the
applauding him is crazy. I do want these players out though,
bro, they're applauding him, bro. Them man think this is Shakespeare, bruv. You know them ones there. They're like, oh my days, he speaks so well. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? It's ridiculous, bro. Like, bro, we're 16th in the league, brother. We are 16th, bro. And these men are talking about, man, like, he speaks so well, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? They need to back the manager, back him.
Yeah, it's mad, man.
It's crazy, flawless, bro. These are the fans that these men are supposedly afraid of. The guys that are okay with us being 16th.
Nah, they are afraid of us. Where's
the ultras, blood? Where's the ultras? Them man are too busy writing letters to keep Ten Hag last season, bro. We won't forget you.
No, we ain't got no ultras, man.
Come on, bro.
We don't have no ultras. From when Ten Hag was accepted, that's where the rock kind of set in majorly. From when his season was accepted. From when you have your worst ever Premier League season and there's people backing it, this is where you now end up. Because you know what's crazy? I think we could be relegated and people would still back this manager and back a manager at Manchester United. Not just him. I'm just saying in general. It's like people see a manager get the job at Manchester United, have the badge on their chest, and just lose all sense. And they just back it regardless. Same way with the players. We could get relegated. And if we did get relegated, I genuinely believe people would back the manager and these players.
Yeah, they'll blame the players. They'll be like, he'll get us back to the Prem.
Genuinely back these managers and these players. I want these players gone. I've been saying this.
Yeah, but a lot of these managers, fans, they're so quick. Yeah, the funny thing is they're so quick to throw players under the bus, but they don't think that managers are the same as players. How come being a player is performance based, but being a manager isn't?
Because they like the manager. That's why. It's all about if they like him. Because if this was a manager they didn't like, it'd be a different conversation if it was players. This is why you got people who back the players as well. Because the fact that people still back these players is crazy. Because in an ideal world, I want everyone gone. Let these players go Europa League winners' medals round their necks. That's where I'm at and walk through the door. You know what I'm saying? I want the players to go first because last thing I want is the Amorim to be sacked, new manager comes in, and then all the conversation and focus goes to what he can do with this set. I don't need that. What I can do with Rashford, what I can do with Anthony, what I can do with Maguire and Garnacho and Højlund and no. And new deals for people, no. Or what can you do with you? I think I can get the best out. No, because managers are that egotistical and you need that and are that self-assured until they come to Manchester United for a few months that they can get the best out of these players. I'm tired of it. Tired of it. That's why I don't want him gone before them. It's for that simple fact. Get everybody gone.
Bro, it's a disgrace, man. Nah, it's an absolute fucking disgrace.
Treat it like an NBA thing. I'm doing up there, Ineos.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Man, treat it like an NBA thing. They need to, bro.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I'm saying, where you don't only get rid of the whole squad pretty much, bar a few and the coaching staff, and then you go again. But will they do that? No. They're not. That's why all the reports are coming out today from Ornstein saying, "Oh, they're gonna back him, etc., etc." Because in their mind, they have to, because because it puts so much pressure on themselves to get the next manager right. And guess what? I don't think they have a plan in place. They don't have a plan in place.
You don't need a plan in place to get rid of this manager. I'll be honest, bro.
No, when I say that, Rants, I'm talking about the next guy. They don't have a next guy in mind.
No, but I'm saying you don't even need to have a next guy in mind. All you need to do is look at all the managers above this manager and take your pick.
Also, you just say go take a Thomas Frank or go take a
Marco
Silva or something.
Yeah, or Iraola. I don't want another Portuguese manager. Not after this. You know them ones there, like, you know what I mean? Like, you go and get Iraola, you go and get Thomas Frank. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't go and get Eddie Howe now because Newcastle are better than us somehow. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can't go get Eddie Howe now. It's a fucking joke.
No, I hear that.
It's a fucking
joke.
The
thing is,
we're Man United. We should be able to just go and take him anyway. But the reality is we can't. Like, we can't do that now because we're so far in the gutter now that we can't do that. Look at the team that Eddie Howe inherited at Newcastle. Yeah, and look what he's done with them. Yeah, bro, he got them from 17th to Champions League, and then and a cup final, and then won them a trophy the season after. And they're fighting for top 4.
He's done very, very well there. Done very, very well. I'm just actually pulling up like his first season as well. Mad that you mentioned that. Yeah, because he joined November 2021. So yeah, 21-22 is that when they said where were they at? Oh shit! Wait, they were 11th. They finished that season 21-22.
Yeah, and they were
on the verge of relegation. Yeah, and 22-23 finished 4th. 22-24 finished 7th, and then 24-25 they're currently sat 3rd.
And he was in the Champions League that season. That's why.
And he did well. You know what I'm saying?
And they got in the Champions League. They should have gone through.
Yeah, they played well. They did. They're a good watch. 100%. I'm literally just having a look.
And they built a good squad as well.
Yeah, and that's the key where it is. Like, is building a good squad. I'm just looking at it. Yeah, that squad was not good. Jesus Christ.
Bro,
I was looking at that squad 122. Yeah.
Tell them who the squad was.
Dubravka, Kieran Clark, Shah, Lascelles, Jamal Lewis, Matt Target, Trippier, Kraft, Dan Burn, Joe Linton, John Joe Shelby, St. Maximum, Matt Ritchie, Isaac Hayden, Ryan Fraser, Jacob Murphy, Miguel Amaron, Joe Willock, Sean Longstaff, Bruno G, Callum Wilson, Chris Wood, Dwight Gale. Yeah, that's the.
There you go. That's the team, that he finished above Man United. Yeah, this Man United that are in 16th right now, and he finished 11th with that squad.
Yeah, he finished 11th. That's not a good team either, you know. That
team sucks, bro.
That's not a good.
You know what I'm saying? This is why you need to put these things into perspective for these Man United fans. That's the squad that he finished 11th with.
It's not a good team. That is not a good team.
Dwight Gale, bro, a championship player.
Yeah, it's not a good team.
Matt Target.
My Target and that. Yeah, Lord.
You see what I'm saying? But we're 16th or 17th, bro. Do you understand what I'm saying, Flawless?
I hate you,
this is okay.
No, it's not okay.
Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro and De Ligt and Mazraoui.
Yeah,
man that won Champions Leagues and that.
Yeah, we got talent. We know we should be doing much better than this.
Fuck out of here, man.
We know we should be doing much better.
Making excuses for this done, you know.
Because people like him. That's what people will do. People will make excuses for managers and players they like. That's why it don't surprise me. Because people did the same thing with Ten Hag. It was the exact same thing when we was failing. It's shocking. It's abysmal. But he here. And like I said, they gotta get it right, and they better have a plan in place because he's not making it to the summer of 2026. So therefore, they need to have a don't hammer him the next manager. Don't hammer him.
Bro, it's one of
don't bring him in. They don't do what they did to Amarim with the next guy. Don't Amarim the next guy.
No, but also like it's not even a thing. Like, bro, if they're gonna build the squad anyway, it doesn't really matter who the coach is. If you've got faith in your ability to build a squad, because let's face it, Amarim's talent ID is awful. It's one of his weakest points. Is identifying talent, and also profiling players. It's one of his weakest points. So at the end of the day, you wouldn't trust him to build a squad anyway. You just wouldn't trust him to build
him to build a squad.
So you have to hope that Wilcox and these guys are building the squad, innit? You have to hope that that's the case. And in terms of the manager, bro, like when you look at how we're performing right now, when is the last time you've seen a manager start so badly at a club and turn it around, bro? That
No, we don't
usually
have
when managers start badly, this badly, as in relegation form badly, they get sacked. Like they don't turn it around, bro. Like I've never seen it, bro. I've never
no, we've
seen a
never seen
manager
it.
that takes their team from 4 points off top four to pretty much just about safe above relegation, keeps their job and somehow turns it around.
No, he's done. He's cooked. He's finished. Hear his quotes. But it's on himself or the board or both to turn around and go, this isn't working, win the Europa League, and then we'll relieve you of your duties. Or they talk to him and say, hey, we were going to let you go. You resigned to save face. And you turn around and say, the job was too big for me. Or I wasn't good enough for the job. Happy for the opportunity. I learned a lot. We won a Europa League, and keep it stepping. But again, I feel like there's no adults in the room at Manchester United. The one saving grace, the one thing that I do hold some form of hope for is we have recruited well. That is the one thing we have done well. So we need a big summer, as we know, get these players gone. And I just hope the talent of the players can carry us.
I would be optimistic with having a good window if we had a good coach, because
I hear you.
You've given him 6 new players that weren't in the squad last season.
Yeah.
And you don't know how to use these players, bro. So if I give you another 6, there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to get anything out of these 6 that you're not getting out the rest of these guys, bro. Like
that's why I said
that's
why I said, Rants, it's about, there is no proof. That's why I said it's about bringing in talented players who just carry it. That's what I'm hoping for. If let's say we bring in Cunha, Delap, Cherky, for example.
But if you're going to do shit like that, then you might as well keep Ruud van Nistelrooy, bro.
Again, that would have been better to do, is keep what's it called?
And Ruud would have been Oli Mark too, bro, because we could have just played vibes ball, blood, if you was just going to recruit good players. You could have just
that's what we have to do. But I don't think their plan was to recruit just good players and be on the vibes thing. It was to have structure. It has just fell on its ass. That's where the issue lies. It has gone. It's gone from horrific to diabolical. It's an absolute travesty what's going on. That's where it lies. So where I'm at now is forget the structure, because you might have messed this up now. It's bringing good players, and the good players can carry us. Like similar to Oli. It's unfortunate where we're at, but if someone has a better idea, let me know. Because the structure thing is dead for now. Forget about it. Forget about all this whole structure and bringing in players for a system and that's done with this manager. That's
bro, look, this is how they get these. That's how they get these fans. Ruben Amorim's paid for 30 of Man United's backroom staff to take their family to next week's Europa final after being told the club will not fund their trips. The club shouldn't fund their trips. You know them ones. And why is this out there? You know them way there, bro. Why is this out there?
It's a nice trip.
Hey, brother, we can get man that can build hospitals in Africa, and we don't know. But we know about this guy paying for trips to the Champions League final.
And they should have, you know what? The people who are building hospitals in Africa, that should be spoken about more, and they should have better PR, 100%.
It should be, but they just don't want it to be spoken about. You know them ones there.
Someone needs to help Mark Ogden, man, and get him to do it.
How does this
to cover the continent?
How does he know this? Do you know what I mean? Man, I said I really empathize with that. The backroom staff are probably his mates, blood. You know them ones. It's probably his coach's family.
Cynical, it's
probably his coach's family, the staff that they're talking about. I mean, the 30-year-olds that he's hiring. You know them ones. It's probably them. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? That mother's fucking joke, mate. Like, I'm tired of all of this. Every time we're in the gutter, you see these fucking PR briefings, bro.
Yeah, man, you gotta do the PR thing. You know, United, king of PR, man. King of PR. That's what it is. But back to the football. That's where we're at. I'm just hoping, sign talented players, in particular in attacking areas. Sign 3 attackers, midfielder, goalkeeper. And with what we've already got, I actually think we'll be all right. And when I say all right, better than this. And then eventually when he gets sacked, that's their next managerial appointment. They need to be thinking about now. They need to be on that now. Who is our next manager now? That's what they did. Are they putting this in place? No, I don't think they are. Because even in the summer, we were linked with De Zerbi, offered him a contract. Tuchel interview. Nothing with Amorim. A few months later, Ten Hag sacked and you go get Amorim. Could have stick with Ruud to the end of the season. Could have went and got Tuchel to the end of the season. It's just said, "All right, come in and do it interim." Again, horrific decision making. Not thought out well. Not thought out well. And yeah, the team is. I agree with you, Paulie.
Yeah, but bro, more than one thing can be true. But we've already accepted that we're getting rid of players. So we're remedying the fact that this team isn't as good as it should be for a club of the level of Man United. We've already acknowledged that. We've already said that we're going to be getting rid of players. That doesn't excuse the manager.
No, definitely not. No excuse.
It doesn't excuse it, bro. At the end of the day, you can get rid of the players and the manager. Why can't you get rid of both? I'm not saying it's either or, because it's always the truth is somewhere in between. But the bottom line is, yeah, we've got way more players here that we can get more out of. How do you get more out of this manager, bro?
No, you can't.
How do you get more out of him based on what he's shown us?
My only worry is him going first and then them not getting rid of the players. A manager coming in and saying,
I think the players are going anyway,
I hope so. I hope so.
Look at the recruitment we did, yeah, in spite of Ten Hag being there, bro.
Oh, yeah. Forget Ten Hag. But with all that, I don't want a manager to come in and go, I can get something out of such and such as this player. That is my biggest concern. Will it happen? I'm not saying it definitely happens, yes, but it's my concern. Let's think about it. Press conference. So we win the Europa League. The season finishes, we end 16th. New manager at his press conference. First question he's going to get is, all right, so what do you think what do you think, what's going on with Rashford? Well, I think we can get something out of Rashford. He's performed well at Aston Villa. He did well there. He's Manc born and bred. I think I can do something with him. Oh, well, what about Højlund and Garnacho, who had poor seasons? But they just helped Manchester United win a European trophy, and they've had an awful season. So I think under a better environment and a better platform, I can get something out of them. And the list goes on. Not saying the new manager says that. I want to eliminate the chance of that happening. I don't even want to give the next manager is. I don't want him to pick them. Go on.
But this new manager was meant to be the environment.
Yes. And he's talking about the culture being bad himself. He said, forget the players. That's what he said after the game against West Ham. He said, it's not the players, it's me, it's the culture. And if things don't change and we have another season like this, we need to get different people. So he's calling out upstairs inadvertently. I just don't want to give the next guy the chance to pick these, man.
I hear all of that, but here's my thing. The guys upstairs are not picking the team, my bro.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And this is what it is. So I don't care about all this because football is a results-based business. Bro, life is a results-based business. Fuck football. You know what I'm saying? Either in life, you're a winner or you're a loser. There's no in-between. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a results-based business, Flawless. You know, that's why I see it. So when I'm looking at what the manager's doing, bro, like, bro, if I genuinely thought, that I was being set up to fail by the owners, I would leave. You know why? Because I'm a man of principle. Facts. And I'm a man of pride, bro. You know them ones. I would not stay there, and watch the whole thing implode, if I knew that it wasn't my fault. I wouldn't stay, bro. There's no amount of money that can make me stay because you can't buy me, bro. You know them ones. My man's staying, because he believes that he ain't got a part to play, in what's going on. But he does have a part to play. The brother said, there's something wrong with the way that we play football. But, bro, you're the guy responsible for how we play football.
And you know what that is? That's a broken man. He's cooked. He's finished. He's done out. When managers start talking like that, it's a wrap. When a manager starts talking about the things they control, is letting you know I have no control of this. But he's not going to come out and say in an interview, I have no control over this. I don't know what to do. He's not going to say that. But all the evidence points to that. Read between the lines. Listen to what you just said there, Rants. He just said, the way we play football is awful. You are the football manager. You manage the football. That's what he's telling you. The football, I cannot do anything. This is where himself, the ownership, like I said, or both need to look at this situation and go, we need to stop this now. You need to resign. We need to sack you. Somebody's got to be the adult in the room. The more and more I hear quotes like this and think what you just said and what other people have said that other things he said, I'm going, it just further backs my belief he's dinnered. Word to Rhino, man. He's dinnered. It's over. Like, you get him out of the ring. He's not going to leave the ring by himself. You have the white towel. He could tell his corner man, "Hey, I want out." Do the Sonny Edwards.
Your facts
thing,
is them boxes, bro. Them boxes are always gonna, most of the time they're gonna want to go out on their shield. You have to save them from themselves.
Save them from themselves. They're not all gonna do a Sonny Edwards and say, "Hey, I don't want to be in there." That's very, very rare. Managers are very much of that same. You mentioned about being a winner in life. You don't get to the top level of sport without having that type of drive and that type of tunnel vision and ego and stubbornness. Because you have to have that, because you're gonna have people, but that's why you need the right people around you. But he's cooked people. And I like Cameron, but he's finished. He's not good enough for the job. So therefore, someone needs to be the adult in the room, whether it's himself or the ownership, and say, "Hey, this is not working." But we won't. And he's not making it till summer 2026. So then the second best thing to do is have a plan in place now. Because when he gets sacked in October or November, or God forbid we have a tough 5-6 game run at the start, because he's finished. Don't start with Brighton at home, Bournemouth away, then we got to go Chelsea, then it's Liverpool, then a Palace. Because if we go no wins in 5 to 6 games, you know the pressure he's going to be under.
Bro, but if you still haven't won 2 games in a row, my brother, like we haven't won a game since March, I think someone said. Yeah, we're in May.
We haven't won in a long time, man.
And we got Chelsea, bro. We got Chelsea who are playing for Champions League football. I know we both got cup finals. Is Chelsea's cup final next week as well?
No, theirs is the week after. Theirs is the 28th. That's the 21st.
Okay,
so
we're definitely gonna rest some players.
I hope so.
And they're probably gonna go
a full strength team.
And they're probably gonna go full strength and beat us. So that's gonna be another loss to add to the heap. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man saying I'm waiting for the Europa final if he doesn't deliver, bro. Even if he does deliver, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? And the thing is, look at Ange Postecoglou. I believe if Ange wins, he walks anyway.
He'll resign.
I believe he resigns. I don't believe Ange is the manager. No matter what happens next season, he's not the manager at Spurs. I believe that he gets sacked if he doesn't win it, and if he wins it, he leaves, bro. And it's a mutual consenting. You know that, man. But either way, I think he moves on, bro. This brother should walk, if he wins it. Do you know what I mean? And be sacked if he loses it. Like, I don't think there should be a scenario that he's still in a job next season based on what he's done this season, bro. Like, there's no grounds for it, bro.
Zero. But you know what? I don't think either of them scenarios happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's hitting, man. Like, that's what it is, man. He's been hit. Like, this is it. I keep keep repeating myself and saying the same thing over and over again, that he's cooked. He's out of his depth. He's finished. Hear how he is talking. The football is terrible. I'm not the guy to take us back to the top. Yeah. But the manager's saying things like this tells you if this happens next season, it should be. This is not happening next season. We will be better. That him being self-assured is finished. Done with.
Bro, even the stuff about 491 interviews. Brother, we don't care, bro. Like, when's the last time anyone's tallied up the amount of interviews Man United managers do? Bro, Oli done loads of interviews. So did Ten Hag. Man United managers do loads of interviews anyway because they're the talk of the fucking town, mate. Yeah. We're one of the most televised teams in the world, bro. Yeah. And the manager has to do interviews, bro. So how come we didn't get the tally for all these other managers? Why are they gonna let Ruben's the first Man United manager to be inundated with media fucking obligations, bro? It's part of the job.
It's part of the job.
It's part of the job. He has to do even more because he's fucking the worst manager in my lifetime. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro,
you got to defend himself more.
Yeah, bro, you got to defend yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what it is, bro. He's a victim, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? This is what it is, bro. It's same in life, bro. If you're a sucker, people are going to try it with you more, blood. So that means your managers have to live on the defensive.
Yeah, he is on the defensive. This is why. It just does feel like, I know managers do a lot. It just feels like he's doing so much more.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I don't know why.
Because he's got to explain himself every time we get punched up, bro. That's why. Every time we get punched up, he's got to explain himself. So man, he just explained himself every week, bro. Multiple times.
Yeah. It just feels like every day there's like, to my point, shout out my guy Warrior J. He be in my chat dropping like the Amarin quotes. I had to ask him, I'm like, are you making these up? Because it seems every day there's new. Like, I genuinely, like, it's my guy, so I know he's not, but I'm like, genuinely felt, I'm like, you are making these up and just putting them in the chat. He's like, nah, these is actually new quotes. Because it's new quotes every day, man. This guy like Tupac, man. You know what I'm saying? Just hella new material, man. So are you really dead? You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
every day new CD.
Bro, that's it. Ten Hag wasn't asked this many questions yet because he won 2 fucking trophies in the first.
And he was also awful to chat to as well. Let's not
exactly. He didn't speak well. He wasn't engaging, And on top of that, in his first season, he finished in the top 4 and got a trophy, bro. So
Yeah.
what's there to talk about? Especially when he talks like he's fucking buffering all the time, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he's not engaging.
I don't think people wanted to listen to him any more than they wanted to speak to him. Do you get it?
Like, I've listened, as much as I don't want to hear Amorim, I've listened and watched more Amorim press conferences than I have done Ten Hag. It got to a point with Ten Hag where I didn't want to hear what he had to say. Even when he was doing well, I didn't want to hear what he had to say. Because like you said, he wasn't engaging. He wasn't entertaining. He never said nothing. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So, like you said, he was not a very good public speaker. That's what I say.
Well, I said LB found a stat page that showed Amorim's got the 8th worst managerial record in history. You know? Yeah, brother, that's crazy. You see what I'm trying to say? You see what I'm trying to say, bro? Listen, there's overwhelming evidence here that we should sack this guy here, and you've got people out here saying, "Oh, he needs his own players." Bro, do you know how mad that is?
Show's over, man. It's done. People still backing him, man.
But this is what I'm trying to say, bro. And by all means, yeah, I would absolutely love it, yeah, if Ineos got rid of like 8 players, gave him 8 players, and the next season we were just sourcing and we had a superstar team. But the likelihood is the finances are not there for us to spend what would be needed to bring in 8 top quality players. And also the likelihood that he's going to bridge such a big gap that he's actually created. Bro, do me a favor. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do me a favor. What's the likelihood, bro? Like, what is actually the likelihood?
Highly unlikely. That's the likelihood. It's highly unlikely. Hence why I just hope, they get the recruitment, like, get the 5-6 players in, because that's the one thing they've actually done very well is bringing in players. And then it's a hope thing. From the start of the season, it's straight hope. It's straight hope that the players can carry this man over the line, or we win the Europa League and something clicks. But again, it's all based in hope that we win the Europa League, and that's the platform and the catalyst for us to kick on. And maybe he believes in himself.
Bro, what do you say to players, yeah? What do you say to the players that you're trying to recruit to Man United that Ruben Amorim's still going to be here next season, the guy that's got us in 16th place? How do you convince a player, how do you convince them that we're not going to be 16th next season?
You give them a blank check and say, write whatever number you want on it. That's how you convince them.
But we can't do that, though. We used to do that. We used to pay players to play for us. We don't do that.
All jokes aside, you see how much wage they're on. Let's say they're on 20K. All right, we give you 60. That's where you start with it. And also, you sell, all jokes aside, though that's serious in regards to the money side. You assure them as well, if the manager is failing, that a new manager will be coming in. You let them know the foolproof plan. This will not be tolerated here. This is not accepted here. If this manager is failing early on, a new manager will be brought in. You're a part. You let them know you're a part of the short-term and medium-term plan, regardless of the manager. Do not worry about that. Go out there and perform well, because your place at the club for the next couple of years is secured. Perform well. And then you add in the money side of thing, the incentivized thing, and sell them the whole dream of being the next guy, the next set of players to take Manchester United back to the top. He'll be lauded as a god here. The next set of players that win us a Premier League or Champions League, no matter however many years it is from now, will be lauded as gods. They will be building a statue the same night. The stone and the gravel and everything needed will be outside Old Trafford that same night. Whoever it is. So that's what you sell them on. The money side of things, you assure them of the what's going on at the football club.
We're trying to keep this money thing under wraps, bro. We're trying to be economical with that.
Yeah, but you don't have to spend big money though. You spend, like, for instance, how much is Dorgu on? I bet it's not a lot. How much is Delit? Maserati?
It won't be a lot.
Euro. That's what I'm saying.
Delit's on the most. Out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? He's on the most.
How much is Mazza? Like, Euro, Xerxes.
Yeah, they're not on big money.
That's where you go. Same way if we were to get Delap, if we were to get Cunha, if we were to get Cherky, if we were to get Embremo, the goalkeeper we were speaking about from Italy, none of those players were on big money. They're
not massive. They're not massive money
bracket of play you go on. Yeah, so that's the bracket you have to go for, because that's where we're at. And then once you build, then maybe you up it a tier. No one should be here coming to this football club and I'm on 300K a week. No, not a chance. No one. Look at where we're at. Are you gonna take us to there? No. So that's where we're at with it. So can we bring in play? That's how you sell it to players. That's why you're hearing reports about the Lap saying he's still interested in Manchester United. He prefers us. Yeah, Delit 190. And also as well, let's not forget, not only have we cleared a lot of the wages, more of the wages will be cleared this summer as well.
Yeah,
A
100%.
hell of a lot. So you use that to then bring in, again, this is on them to do these smart things. If you get rid of Rashford, Sancho, Garnacho, Ericsson's leaving, Evans is leaving, how that 5 just there alone, that's a hell of a lot of money. Rashford's on what? 3K, 250 for Sancho, however much Garnacho's on, however much Højlund's on, Ericsson as well, Anthony. That's like those 5 or 6.
Oh, it's massive
like
money.
Top 10.
It's massive money.
So you're talking you could clear $1 million, 1.5, 2 million, depending on who you get rid of.
Yeah, off the wage bill.
Off the wage bill, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, off the wage bill.
And plus getting a fee for these guys. There's a lot of money to be played with, but we have to invest it the right way.
Absolutely. That's one thing they've done well, though. They have invested well. That's the one thing I do trust.
I just think profile-wise, like we need to get the right profiles, and also we need to get the right positions covered. Because I can't lie, this is the same manager, that was trying to freeze out Xerxes and Casemiro, bruv.
True.
Do you know what I'm saying? So there's always a possibility you can get in players, and then he either doesn't know how to use them, or he just straight up just doesn't fancy them.
That's what it is. He don't, because he has his idea in his head of what he wants. And no matter if the football is better without certain players or better with certain players, he's not going to play them. So, for instance, the reason why he plays Højlund as bad as he is, because Højlund is the profile of striker, much more closer to it than a Xerxes, even though Xerxes is the better striker, even though we play better football with Xerxes. Xerxes doesn't do what Højlund does, even though Xerxes is the miles better player. And that's where the issue lies, is that he can't switch. And
but the real question is, what does Højlund actually do?
Run around, crash into people. That's it. Be bad at it, but be a 9. That's what he wants. It don't make sense, but that's what he wants. He wants a 9. That's not Xerxes. When I say a 9, like a more traditional 9, even though we play better with Xerxes, this is why he's falling down. Because he wants someone who's going to do 9. He'll have someone who does things at the 9 terribly, rather than someone who does more false 9 things better, and it's better for the team.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is stupid. But
but you know why that doesn't make sense, because
go on.
If you say that, I want Rasmus Højlund because he occupies more of the spaces I want my strikers to occupy.
Yes.
If that's the argument, then what's the argument for Garnacho playing in the 10 when he's always on the touchline? Because he doesn't occupy the right spaces.
You know what he is? I'm trying to make sense of foolishness. All I can think of is energy and outlet, even though he's a bad outlet. He likes him because he's an outlet. Because even though Maino's a better 10 and Xerxes a better 10 than Garnacho, they ain't going to do that. I'm trying to bear in mind, people, I'm here trying to make sense of foolishness. But I'm trying to go into a foolish man's mind and figure it out. It makes no sense, but that's what it is. It's an outlet thing.
I hear it,
bro. Which makes no sense. That's why he likes him on the touchline. But yeah, go on.
Man saying playing like Wolves. Yeah, bro. I can't lie, bro. It's that. It's that. Free at the back. Possession for possession's sake. Don't look like scoring, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Sounds like it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we're in a tricky situation, guys. And I just don't like how people are normalizing where we are. It's the most frustrating thing. There's nothing normal about this.
It sucks, fam. But I'm just at the 5th stage of grief, acceptance of where we are. And understand. Man said the storm was coming. Aye, the storm's on its way. Just are we prepared? The big storm is on its way. Forget the Europa League, whether we win it or not. The summer and next season is the big storm. Because he's not making it. So I'm bracing myself for the whole, all right, when's he going? He's one defeat away from losing his job. We'll be somewhere, whether it's at home or away, like they was for Ten Hag at Villa, and they had Barada and Wilcox and everyone there like it was the jury. That's what it is. That's gonna happen, man. I'm just waiting for the Amorim out thing. I'm waiting because it's not really gotten up to speed like it did with Oli and like it did with Ten Hag, but it's on its way.
Because people are giving him the benefit of the doubt and saying, well, you don't have his players.
It's his
first season.
But you know what it is? People gave Ollie the benefit of the doubt. People gave Ten Hag the benefit of the doubt. It just takes time. It just takes time with people. Look how long it took with Ten Hag. It took ages with Ten Hag. To the point it took ages with Ollie. It took so long with them, look. Until the point people was like, all right, enough's enough, and not general consensus, but everyone pretty much swayed and said, okay, this manager's not good enough. It will happen. Just give it to October or November. Whenever Ten Hag got sacked, I keep saying this, they'll do the split. There'll be a picture and it'll be Amorim on one side, Ten Hag on the other, and it'll be their records at the exact same time. And if it's as close to Ten Hag's or it's level or it's below, it'll be like, so why have you not sacked him? Because you sacked Ten Hag and he had worse results, or they had the same results, or he's slightly better, and you've backed him with money. It's a mirror match. I'm telling you. This season is what I just
said here. We sacked Ollie for finishing second and third, bro. Amorim 16th. But that's what I mean. So when people are talking about the Glazers, don't get twisted. If the Glazers were in charge, Amorim would have been sacked already.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
They would have.
They were quick.
Bruv, they would have never taken this, bro, because their thing was just Champions League. That's what they cared about. That's why they spent so badly, is because they were like, yo, we need to get Champions League football, bro. Let's just give this manager 200 million, bro. And them man were doing it by any means, bro. They were doing it by any means. So it's one of them things where you can see there's a clear change in management because the Glazers would have sacked him ages ago.
Yeah, they would have. That's just where this footballing structure comes in, because one thing they was decisive. It was extremely decisive. The one that took so long, ironically, was the Ten Hag thing. Even Ollie, they took their time with, but we know they're incompetent and not good footballing people. These lot were supposed to be miles better, and they're proven to be just as bad, if not worse. Because look at where we are in the league. Look at how we're performing. And the Europa League doesn't match that, like one of the last comments just said. So that's how I'm looking at it with this. Again, it's a mirror of the Ten Hag 2025, 24 summer. This is Amorim 2025. And we're going down the same route. What they need to get is the next Amorim correct. Whenever they sack this manager, that has to be on point. Change the story, man. We've seen this film before. We literally had it last season. And it's the same exact thing. It's literally a mirror. This is the sequel. This is part 2. Make sure part 3 is better. Make sure the third part to this series and your third managerial decision is on point. Have it in place now. Have ideas now. The players you should be recruiting should be for the next guy. Are they doing that? I ain't gonna lie. I highly doubt it. Don't trust them. I highly doubt it. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be lying to you.
Woodward did have higher standards than this.
Yes,
and this is the problem with the club now. It's like there's no standards, bro. There's absolutely none, bro. It's actually a disgrace, bro. It's actually a disgrace, bro. I'm tired of this, bro. Like, and we're getting linked with Delap and all these things, and they're saying it might be hinging on the Europa League, brother. Delap was kicking ball in the Football League literally 12 months ago, and now what he thinks he's gonna hold man ransom over Champions League football, bro. Less of that. You know what I mean? Less of that, bro. Like the manager said, and one thing I agree with. If it's players are saying I'll only play for Man United if they have this, bro, you can fuck off. Do you know what I'm saying, man? That's what I mean. Man saw sign Paul Pogba in the Europa League, and man think that man's gonna hear a Liam Delap tell man anything, lad, about European football. A brother that's never played in Europe before. Are you all right? Do you know what I'm saying? Pogba played in a Champions League final. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not really trying to hear none of this European football bollocks. I think that to a certain degree, the players that we're linked with, they're all beneath the level that we can really sign players. So all these kind of players should be quite comfortable, to get over the line. Most of them should be. Like Delap, I'm a fan of Delap's, but I'm especially at that price point as well. Like they're saying 30 million. If it's a 30 million price point, very good. Obviously, you've been linked with Cunha. Now the Edison links are coming back up. All these things sound great. They all sound great in theory. But they don't really mean much, if something doesn't change at this club, even above them. Because what I've seen from Ruben Amorim, I'm not seeing a tactically flexible coach here that can figure it out. I'm seeing a very rigid, stubborn guy that's going to keep playing the same way, and hope that it eventually pays dividends. And it might not, bruv.
No, I don't think it will. I genuinely don't think it will, because he's refusing to change, even when the evidence is in your face. You start a terrible lineup with the terrible players. You then bring off the terrible players, put on the better players, and we perform better. So would that not tell you to start the better players? Like when you put on Xerxes before he was injured, when you played Mano, I'm had to credit you, but more so Xerxes and Mano. I use those two. When those two play, we perform better. So why not play them more? The whole comeback against Leon, like Casemiro, we've performed better with. You could have tried Casemiro. All you had to do was say, I understand, all right, he's not your profile, he's not this, but what you were doing is not working. You have Casemiro sat on the bench. Try him. And if it didn't work, you go, all right, cool, it didn't work. I tried him for 4 or 5 games. Try him. Because now you've actually played him, even though you didn't want to. It's worked. And he's been crucial in us getting to the Europa League final.
That's it. And this comment, Edison's crucial. I think he is crucial, but we also need a first phase ball playing midfielder. If I would go get Edison, but I'd also go get Angel Gomez as well. I'll get both. Angel's on a free.
What type of midfielder is Edison? I don't even know what he's like.
No,
is he more like a bruiser?
He's kind of a bit of everything, bro. Like he wins the ball, he breaks up play, he passes, but he's not like a long passer. Like he's just a box to box, high energy ball winner. Like can move the ball. Like he's everything Ugarte was supposed to be, but just more technical.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Is he technically good? Yeah.
Yeah. He's technically good, but he's not. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not the guy that's gonna dictate the game for you, bro. Like literally, like man, he's very similar to Ugarte. Like if Ugarte could play football, that's what he is to me. Like if Ugarte could actually ball, like him and Ugarte in midfield would be insane energy. Yes, it would, but it's like you need fucking
someone got to progress the ball. Someone got to carry the ball.
Yeah, you need someone to progress the ball, bro, and help us to pin these opposition teams back. Do you know what I'm saying? So to me, I'm not trying to see Ugarte and Edison in the midfield, because if I see Edison and Ugarte in midfield, like what kind of team are we trying to be? Do you know what I mean? That's my main worry. It needs to be Edison instead of Ugarte. And so Ugarte as back. Yeah, Edison alongside a ball player, like Edison alongside, and even Cass. Like Cass is good at using the ball, but he's not a ball player. Do you know what I mean? Like you need Cass in. You need Cass in a 3. You need Cass in a 3 because Cass is the guy that can do a bit of everything. He can break up the play, he can pass, he can attack the box, but he doesn't excel, at any one thing. Cass is almost like an all-rounder. Like people think that Casemiro is like a number 6 that just breaks up play, like, but he's not. Like he's an all-rounder. Like he's
he's good at breaking up play.
Yeah, but he's an old-fashioned box-to-box midfielder. He can attack the box and he can break up play. Like he can sit and he can attack the box. Like Cass is an all-rounder, bro. So like he's not a specialist 6. So it's just one of them things where I think people are just people are misprofiling so many of these footballers. It's weird.
We do need a control. We do need a controller in midfield. That's desperate. There's no one who comes to my mind in regards to go and get. We need someone. We need a controller. I've said this before. Someone who can.
Reinders is the baller, but he's supposed to. Bro, now they're saying that Man City are looking at him.
Yeah, we need someone who's press resistant first and foremost. Someone who's technically sound, press resistant, because so we can just, and that helps us. And then could either play the ball through the lines or carry the ball or both. That's what we need desperately. Like obviously we're not going to get him. Someone like a De Jong, for example, could pick up the ball, roll a man, and play it through the lines. That's what we need. Need someone technically sound like that. I don't know who that is, but someone of that ilk.
But this is the problem, bro. I don't know, if these men are going to be looking at the right profiles. And the thing is, if they're looking at profiles that's recommended to him by Ruben Amorim, we're actually in trouble, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, even the fact that, like I said, Ahmad's one of our best players, we're playing in wing back here. And even though it suits the system, we've allowed this brother to turn one of our most dangerous players into a fucking wing back, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, Ahmad at wing back is only cool, if Man United, if our team's super stacked, it don't matter. If we go out and we sign, if we go out and sign 8 ballers in the summer, and 3 of them are attackers, like 3 of them are attackers, mate. like when I say attackers, I mean the
Two
front
tens and a
three is in the
striker.
two tens and a striker. Really, if I'm being picky, we probably even need more than 3, bro. Because it's one of them ones where Rasmus and Garnacho need to leave, bro. Do you know what I mean? So that means we arguably need you probably need 5 blood.
So that would
You
leave
know
us
them
with
way.
the new striker, Xerxes, Mano. I'm missing someone, and then the 3 new players. So yeah, it'd be the new striker, Xerxes, and then you'd have Mano. Bruno can play there, and then the 2 others. So then
Mount
that's 6.
as well.
Oh yeah, Mount. So that's 7. Yeah, that's 7.
Bro, I'm looking at it. Yeah, if you're looking at Anthony, Sancho, Rashford, Garnacho, Højlund, that's 5 players out. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I mean. It's 5 out. So when you're actually looking at it, it's scary hours, bro. It's scary hours. I wouldn't mind if we condensed the squad and made the squad better, yeah. But we just had quality everywhere, and we just used the youth players.
I'd be cool with that. If we got rid of those 5 and brought in 3, I'm cool with that. Adding into
as long as it's Mbuemo, fucking Cunha, that kind of quality.
Yes. Yeah. It has to be of quality. If you're getting that quality in, a quality 3 to add to Xerxes, Mano, Bruno, Mount, cool. I'm happy with that. I'll take 5 leaving, 5 players who can all go for 3 quality players coming in. Same with the midfielders as well. We definitely need 2 central midfielders because we're light there. It's Bruno, Cass, Agate. Ericsson's leaving, Collier a youngster. So when you're talking senior central midfielders, and even Bruno ain't that, but we'll include him if you want to, it's 3. You got 3 for 2 places. Nah, you need at least 2 more.
And there's no guarantee that they keep Cass either.
There is no guarantee. Cass could leave. So let's say Cass does leave, it's Bruno and Agate.
They should be keeping Casemiro. Do you know what I mean? But bro, stranger things have happened. The manager would be an idiot to let Cass go, especially as I don't believe this manager's finishing next season, bro. I don't think he sees out next season. So having Casemiro's personality, Cass's character in the dressing room, like especially in moments of uncertainty, bro, like brother, he's not a player that I believe we can afford to lose next season. I think we need to bite the bullet, and these men need to just continue to pay him his salary, bro, because bro, he's paid that back this season. Like
he has with even just his Europa League run, and on top of that, the reason why I'm willing to pay his salary is because of what we was talking about before, the amount of players we letting go. Look, if we let go of that 5, it's like 2 mil. I think it's around 2 million. I don't know the exact figures, but it's a lot of money. And then, like I said, you add in Ericsson to that. You add in Johnny Evans to that. You add in a couple other players who could potentially leave. Maybe there's a couple, not surprise exits, but one we didn't really look at. Let's say Onana leaves, for example. Talking all 2.53 million. What's 300K? And that 2.53 million you've let go of, you ain't going to make that back. You're just not signing that many players. We just mentioned about letting go of 5 of the attackers and bringing in 3. Those 3 attackers' wages are not going to equal to the 5 of those. So that's how you have to do it. But we'll see.
Yeah.
500K, you sure about that?
I'm not sure about that at all, bro. Do you know what I mean? I think that's a load of bollocks. Do you know what I mean? So I ain't even trying to hear that. I think that's a load of bollocks. United wouldn't pay that. So yeah, it's one of them ones. I don't know where you read that, but I'm pretty sure that's bollocks. But yeah, it's not looking great, man.
It's awful, fam. Like I said, they just have to get part 3 out, man. Because you said it, I've said it. He don't see the summer of 2026, so therefore they need to be recruiting for the club, recruiting talent for the next guy, whoever that is. I don't know who that's going to be, but they better have an idea. Because boy, it's just winning the Europa and you hope they blow it up, but I don't see that happening. That's too ideal. That's too much of a perfect world. I don't see that happening.
100%, bro. And yeah, like people, all this stuff, like we said before about Amarim paying for stuff to go to Europa League. Who cares, man? You know them ones. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, it's one of them things where the club shouldn't be paying for that shit anyway. The club shouldn't be paying for that. Like, if you work for Man United, yeah, and you end up going to the Europa League final because it's your job, that's fair enough. But why should the club, pay for your family to go? That doesn't make no sense, bro. Do you know, you should pay for your own family. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that tells you, bro, you know what's mad? This club's been run so badly, yeah, that when the owners are trying to run it properly, fans are looking at it like it's some injustice, bro. Do you know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
don't know why the
That's like your workplace, paying for your family to come to the Christmas party, bro. It's like they don't work here.
Yeah,
They don't work here.
Facts. You spot on, fam. I hear you. For real.
Yeah.
That's
So
right.
what's man talking about? They don't work here.
It don't make that because this one I don't even understand why this is a thing. This has never been a topic of conversation. You know, like you mentioned before about Amram and the amount of interviews he did.
Yeah.
When have we ever spoke about the club paying for staff and family members to go to a final? This has never been a topic of conversation. I ever remember. Bro. Never ever been a topic of conversation. It's like, yo, their staff, they work there. It's like, if they pay for that, whatever, man. Just perform better. All this nonsense. Just sort out the club, sort out the squad, sort out the manager. That's where I'm at with it. Staff, it's foolishness, bro. We got a lot of things going on. I don't care about stuff and what's going on and whether they making the final respectfully. How about we sort out the team?
But the wickedest thing is, and what I keep highlighting about these football fans, these men will cuss out the owners and say, "Oh, look what they're taking away from the look what they're taking away, look what they're taking away," but then back the man that they brought in. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like if they're incompetent, why can't we agree that they're incompetent across the board? Do you know what I mean? Why is it they're incompetent with some things, but then not other things, bro? Like, why can't Amarim be one of a long list of mistakes? Why does he have to be the thing that's not a mistake?
The anomaly, It's
crazy. You know what I'm saying? The one thing they're saying he's done everything wrong. They've done everything wrong except for bringing Amarim, basically.
Well, that's a big mistake on their part. That's a big mistake on their part.
That's what they're saying.
Huge mistake. Huge mistake on their part. Without doubt. The only thing, like I said, I actually do trust him with his recruitment.
Yeah,
that's the one thing. I don't.
And why do you trust them on recruitment? Yeah, based off what you've seen so far. So they've shown us.
Yes,
exactly. I was like, Amarim ain't showed us nothing. Like, there's no. Do you get it?
Yeah,
you get me? Like, I trust them with recruitment based off what I've seen up until this point. But before then, I had no grounds.
Yeah.
I had no ground.
And that's what it is. It's a wait and see thing to see what it is. And they surprised because even I had doubts about bringing in the players who we had at the time. Because I didn't know. Like, I was looking at Maz. I was looking at Jalit. I didn't know too much about Euro. Didn't know too much about Xerxes. But I look at the price points we brought them in and I go, minus Agate. I go, Dog who I like. Heaven I'm cool with. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. So recruitment I do. Which might be the thing that gets us, I say over the line, but have us in a decent... We'll be actually a decent team next season because of
How are you feeling about this final with Spurs, bro? Because personally, it's one of them ones, like, they're even saying no matter what happens, I think Angie's gone. If Angie wins, he walks and he gets to walk away saying, I'm the guy that won Spurs a title, which is the sickest way to walk because he'll walk into another job, no problem, being that manager that gets Spurs a trophy because Jose couldn't do it, Conte couldn't do it. So no matter how it happens, if he can go in there and say, yo, I'm the guy that got Tottenham their first trophy in nearly 20 years, like, that's an absolute banger. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's one of them ones where that's it. It's a madness. So
Gold TV. One sec.
Either way, Either way, my man's saying that either way, they're saying that Angie's walking, bro. But if Amarim is as hurt, as he's saying he is, and all these things, then surely, like, brother, like, if he loses, he has to dip. He has to dip, bro. And I'm going as far as saying he should walk, bro. It shouldn't even be a thing where man are sacking him.
He should. But again, stubbornness. You know what I'm saying? Like, managers, all top managers have it. There isn't one who don't. All top managers have it. And they have that stubbornness and that ruggedness to stick it out. In regards to the final, people have said, does the Europa League save his season? No, it don't save its season. It's a great ending to what's been a horrific season. I keep saying this. It's a terrible film, but the ending was fire. That's how I look at this season if we do indeed win the Europa League. And it shouldn't be dependent on it. I don't think the board should be looking at it and it's dependent on it as well because the season's been terrible. Do I think we win it? Yes. I think we have more players. We have more X factors than them in the final third. I think Kulusevski might be out. That's what reports is saying.
He got injured last game, but that doesn't guarantee that he's going to be out. Like they said, My brother said he went straight down the tunnel, but it could be precaution.
All right, precaution. So let's say Kulusevski plays. I look at their team and I look at their X factors. I look at Kulusevski. I look at Son. Madison's out as well. And of course, you can have games where, well, in big games where a player you don't expect does something crazy, like the Madrid Arsenal game, for example. Rice, you wouldn't class as an X factor, but he bends those 2 free kicks and you go, hey, props to him. That can happen in this final. But I look at Son, I look at Kulusevski. They're their 2 X factor players. But with us, I look at Casemiro, I look at Bruno, I look at Ahmad, I look at Maino. I just think we have more X factors going forward.
Yeah, we've got more. We've got more match winners. Or
yes, so that's why I think we'll win the game. That's legit. That's legit. Even though this manager gonna put out this stupid lineup and we might be a goal down, remain in the game. Put on the better players. So put on Maino, because Ahmad will start, Bruno will start, Cass will start. The problem is that horrific front three will probably be Mount, Garnacho. Actually, it won't be Mount. I think he goes Bruno, Garnacho, Højlund. And then I think he plays Casemiro and Agate in the pivot.
I think so as well. It needs to be Bruno and Mount, probably. Like, it needs to be Mount ahead of Garnacho, but I think he starts Garnacho and Bruno too.
Yeah,
and Højlund, his favorite front three.
Yeah, and it's horrific. And that's what I don't get. I'd personally go Maino, Mount, and Bruno. That would be my front three. That's what I'd play. Because I ain't trying to see Højlund and I ain't trying to see Garnacho. But we know that's not happening. So it'll probably be Bruno, Garnacho, Højlund. Maino comes off the bench. Mount comes off the bench. You got Ahmad out there. You got Casemiro out there. You got Bruno out there. There's enough players out there that I go, yeah, we are going to, we're going to win this game. So that's how I'm looking at it. I'm hoping as well, Euro is fit. I don't know about De Ligt either, though. I don't know what's going on with De Ligt. Have you heard anything? I not heard anything about Euro either.
We haven't heard nothing about Euro De Ligt, but they did say that there's going to be updates shortly. One thing is he's got 7 days from tomorrow. So the fact that we haven't heard anything, I think that's a good sign. I think that means it's not serious, because usually when something serious happens, you normally hear pretty much straight away. Do you know what I mean? You see players leaving with their foot in a boot or on crutches or something like that. So the fact that we haven't seen anything like that, I think it's grounds for optimism. But again, like, we just don't fucking know, do we?
Yeah, we don't know. So hopefully those two are back fit. I was also seeing reports saying Xerxes could be back as well for the final. But I think
apparently Xerxes just said that he's doing his best to be available for the final on a live stream with Alfonso Davis. But that's the source. The source is he's trying his best, but we know he's trying his best.
Yeah, so hopefully he wouldn't say. I think if he was definitely out, he wouldn't say that. So we don't know how far away he is. Hopefully he is fit.
Players are always going to be optimistic, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hopefully he can play some part. So with the final,
there's no international tournament. It's the last big game of the season. He would want to be on the bench, even if he's only got 20 minutes in him.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And that 20 minutes could win us the game. So going into this final, strangely confident. I'm rarely confident going into any game. Strangely confident. So I think we'll win the competition. What are you saying about it?
I think we'll win, but I'm not confident. Do you know what I'm saying? I've said it. I think we win just because we're Man United and they're Tottenham. I don't think we win because we're a better footballing team than them, because the results against them this season show that they've just got our number, bro. Like 3 losses, bro. Like, it's one thing teams doing the double over us. They done the treble over us. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So
they beat them since 2022.
But there you go. So like, we've had issues with them for a hot minute. This isn't a new thing. So I can't sit here and be confident, but not in our footballing ability, but I can be confident in football heritage, my brother.
So you're looking at it like that, like they'll just.
I'm looking at it like, I'm looking at it like the football gods, just don't do us dirty, innit? Like, this is what it is, man. In terms of this breaking news, we've been linked with Semenyo multiple times this season. He's a player, for this system. I like him for this system. I think he can make the same kind of runs and carry the ball in a similar way to what the manager wants from Garnacho, but obviously with way more technical ability and way more physicality. Do you know what I'm saying? Semenyo stretches the pitch, carries the ball very well. Do you know what I mean? He reminds me, when I watch him play, he just reminds me a lot of Antonio Valencia, bro. He's just strong. Do you know what I mean? Technically sound. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. Like, I don't think he's an absolute world beater, but I was seeing rumors that Bournemouth wanted up to 60 mil for him. He's not worth that, bro. Do you know what I mean? Semenyo's a 40 million pound player maximum.
Yeah, 60 million is ridiculous for Semenyo. And also, you know, I was thinking as well as you were talking about him stretching the pitch and how he carries the, because he is what we need in this team, definitely. Because technically he's sound, but the physicality he brings as well. I could see him working at wing back. Even though he played him as a right side.
He could play at wing back as well and a right sided 10. I think he can play in both.
Both. That's what I like. I really like that. Like in regards to that, because he adds so much to that side because he's an actual attacking threat. So I'm forced Semenyo. It's about the right price.
Yeah, I think he can do the wing back thing. I think he can do the Adama thing. You know them ones because they use him at wing back for Fulham.
Yes, so, and he's much better than Traore. And to the guy who said about the last comment about Amorim playing the strongest team, we don't have a strong team. A 16th. There's no strong team.
But the team that we put out was way stronger than what West Ham done to us. Do you know what I mean? Like that was a joke.
You didn't need to play all them players. I said this. Why is Euro playing? Why is Agate playing? Why is Dogu getting on the pitch? Why is Hoyland playing? Don't need to play. That should have been a mix of youth players with senior players who don't get minutes. So Maino being out there, Ahmad being out there, Mount being out there makes sense. They all needed to get minutes. Sure, cool. But he should have been like the likes of Ericsson, Evans, and then youngsters. That's what it should have been. There's no one who's going to be involved in the final that should have been playing in that game or should be playing against Chelsea. We've seen what happened with Euro. Nonsense.
No, facts. And
nonsense.
Yeah, guys, this Delap thing doesn't seem to be going away. Listen, I'm cool with getting Delap at Man United. I think it's a sick signing. I just want it done now. Get Delap and Cunha done, yeah.
Please.
So I can feel better about life. You know, like that. This is just what it is. So I can feel better about life. And then if you're gonna get me a Semenyo or an Mbeumo, and I would prefer Mbeumo.
Run me an Mbeumo, man. And Mbeumo Cunha is tense.
Brother, and Ahmad, if Ahmad's at wing back here with Mbeumo in front of him, cool. Cool. Like you got my attention now. You got my attention now. You got my attention now. Do you know what I mean? But the Delap stuff here, if he is available at that price and we've got that wrapped already, yeah, at like 30 mil, brilliant.
Good deal.
You get me?
It would be a good deal. That's what I like most about the Delap deal is the price point. And that's what I've liked most about our deal. The vast majority of our deals is the price. Because everyone likes to, when we buy big and players don't perform, first thing they mention is the price tag. But when players perform to a decent level or a good level, man ain't mentioning the price tag. Man don't talk about Maz being 12 million. Let him have been 112 million. First thing man would chat about. Man mention it about Hoyland. Man mention it about Anthony. Man mention it about Maguire. But when it comes to Delict being 40 million or Maz being 12 million, man don't want to mention it. Dogu 25 million. Yeah, that's cool, man. If they go after AFCON, it's calm. That's why you have replacements. That's why you have to have a squad. That's why you have to have a squad.
100%, bro. You know what I mean? If you want to get left 10, if you want to go get Tyler Diblin as well on a little cheap thing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? And he can cover him. Do you know what I mean? When he goes
check him at 25 mil.
And bro, and this comment has killed me, bro. The reason why this has killed me is because, bro, he lost a fucking game, mate. I don't know if you watched it. You know them ones there, like. I don't care what lineup he picked. He lost. What do you want, bruv? Man's talking about progressive lineups. We lost, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to say? We lost. So it doesn't matter. Do you get what I mean? Like, bruv, as a manager, you don't get points, yeah, for playing, yeah, a progressive team. You lost, bro. Do you know what I mean? You fucking lost.
You lost, yeah.
You would have absolutely been better off, yeah. You would have been better off, yeah. Been in your fucking stupid system, yeah, and playing a system to get us up the table and at least save face, bro. But your ego, yeah, won't allow you to admit that you've completely sabotaged this football club. That's what you've done. You sabotaged us. From 4 points off top 4 to hovering above relegation, bro. And we're only safe because the 3 teams below us are already down.
Yeah, they were.
That's the only reason why we're already safe, bro. Because there's not enough games left. Yeah, I mean, if there was, we'd be well involved. You know, we'd be involved. Like, it's a fucking disgrace, my brother. So, man, not trying to hear all this, bro. I'm not trying to hear any of it, mate. Man said United transfer for Cunha will be 62.5 plus a further 5 million in add-ons. Despite a late approach from Arsenal, verbal agreement is in the final steps. Cool, that's it. Get me Cunha, Delap, and then you still need to get me and then
Mbeumo.
if you get me
Yeah.
and Mbeumo as well, and then we got Xerxes as well. But if
With
you're gonna play
Mano.
Ahmad wing back, if you're gonna play Ahmad wing back, then you need to get me another 10, bro, or you need to go get another wing back, bro.
Yeah.
Like, which one is it gonna be, bro?
I think it's another 10. I think he's set with Ahmad at wing back. I think he's set with that. That's just my guessing from how we've played. That he's gonna, and I'm cool with that. You go get Mbeumo and Ahmad on one side. With Cunha and Dogu over the other, and then it's a Delap in front. That's as an attacking team. Hey, that's no. I could be in charge. That team gonna create and score goals. You can set them up in whatever formation you want. That team gonna score goals just from an individual.
But that's what I mean. Man said if we don't have it, no, we do have a strongest team, just not under this manager. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, brother, we've won 2 trophies in the last 2 seasons, and I think we've been to 3 finals because I think Ten Hag got to 2 finals one season and we lost one, innit?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We lost that final.
Yeah, so we've been to 3 finals in the last 2 seasons, my brother. And in all of those finals, we were playing a back 4. So that would give you an indication, that formations do matter.
Of course, formation matters. And when I say that we don't have the strongest team, when I mention that, I'm talking about a team that I am personally happy with.
And also, under this manager, we don't have a strongest team because most Man United fans can sit down, and can name you our best players. Like, even if we're not picking an 11, if man can ask, man, technically, who's our best players? Most people are going to say the same names.
Yeah.
Most people are going to say the same names. So it's not like United fans are oblivious to who they are, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
And when I say not having the strongest team, I'm saying I should let me elaborate on that. There's no team that I like, is what I'm saying. I just said my front 3 for the final, it would be Mount, Mano, and Bruno. That is horrible. Yeah. That is not a front 3 I want us to choose. However, out of the options available, I think that's
Højlund. Yeah, 100%. I'd rather play a false 9 than play Højlund.
Bruno as false 9. Do I like Bruno as a false 9? Do I like Mount as the 10? No. But they're the best up. Same way Casemiro and Agate is our best pivot. Do I like that as our pivot? No, but it's the best. So when I say there is no strong team, it's not a team that I like. There's no 11 you can put on and I go, woo! Yeah, man. We slapping Spurs in this final. It's the best of a bad bunch.
Yeah,
that's 100%.
What I'd say.
That's
what I'm saying, bro. I said I feel like with our players, they're good on their day, but are very inconsistent, and that's probably a mental issue. I don't think it's a mental issue. I don't think it's a mental issue at all. When people say stuff like that, I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't think that there's a mentality issue with a lot of these players. I just think that a lot of modern players have been given too much information, which I think is bad. Do you know what I'm saying? And at this club, they've been given too much varying information and too much useless information. When you look at Ten Hag, in the 3 seasons he was the manager, he played 3 different times. Do you know what I'm saying? He played 3 different styles. Do you know what I'm saying? And we didn't really stick to one. And that's confusing, bro. And especially when you buy someone like Anthony, for instance, who suits a certain style of play. If you don't play to his strengths, why did you sign him in the first place?
Makes no sense. Trying to be a transition team, but then you've got Anthony and then you sign Mount, and it's just what? Made no type that last window he had just made no type of sense. But then you buy a quote unquote ball playing goalkeeper.
Yeah, like it's crazy. But way too many instructions, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, the reason why Ruud van Nistelrooy was successful in the short time he was here is because there weren't no instructions. It was just 4-4-2 mid block. You lot go and play in it, and that was enough for us to score 3 goals a game.
He had a flat back 4. Put Casemiro and Agati in there, let them be dogged, and then just had a 4 in front of that left wing.
That's it. It was basic shit, bro. Do you know what I mean? That's all it was, It was the most basic shit. And that's exactly what happened with Oli as well. When Oli first came in, I remember, bro, Pogba was, he was blowing smoke, blood. You couldn't believe it. Yeah, man just had the freedom to go out there and play football. He was mashing everyone up.
Matic in the DM, Herrera was the right centre mid, and then he was like the left centre mid, and then
he was just mashing it up, bro. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. Football is not that complicated. And a lot of these modern managers now are given way too much.
It's complicated shit.
Yeah, and they want to be too hands-on, bro. It's like you're not playing anymore, bro. You're not playing football no more, bro. Like, just coach. Do you know what I'm saying? So, Yeah, bro. I'm not really.
Right, exactly.
I'm not here for it, bro. And this is the problem with United. We're buying players. We're buying limited players. We were buying them for Ten Hag, and now when we're bringing players in, we need to make sure that we're bringing in players that can play multiple different systems, because this Amorim shit is gonna end in tears, bro.
Yeah, like, but I wonder if the next manager they're getting is gonna play a back three. I wonder if that's the route they're going down.
I don't think it is the route they're going down. I think
they went Tuchel and then him.
Nah, but Tuchel's played back fours as well. True. You know them ones. Like, I think that they're going down. They went down the Amorim route because Barada was set on Amorim. You know them ones. I don't really think that it was the back three necessarily. It was more the manager, if that makes sense.
It was a manager thing, and that was
if he's gonna pick a back three manager, you go and get Inzaghi. You don't go and get Amorim, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, I don't think so. I think the Amorim thing, they had the interview, and obviously the poet, like, he wooed them. You know them ones. That's what it was, bro. Two sonnets on that. Before
he did the Shakespeare.
Yeah, he done the Shakespeare, bruv. Do you know what I mean? And before you know it, do you know what I'm saying? Like, we're fucked. Like, this is where we are, bro. I can't lie, guys. We got twanged. So I don't think that we were in love with a back three, because let's be honest, yeah, there's no team currently in the Premier League right now that's mad successful with a back three that made Barada think, yo, back three's the way to go. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make no sense. Like, there's not even really an example in world football other than Inzaghi, yeah.
Inzaghi's the only one
of the back three being the way to go, because not a lot of teams play it. And we watched Leverkusen play a back three against Atalanta, got absolutely smoked, even though Atalanta also played that. We've seen Inter, obviously they've got to Champions League finals, but they're almost the anomaly.
Yeah, it's not every time. Nah, 100%.
They're the 100%. Anomaly, because out of all the teams that got to the semi-finals of the Champions League, they were the only back three.
Yeah, it's basically all back four. When you're talking about the highest level of the game, so you're talking Champions League, talking about the better sides in the Premier League, yes, it's not a back three thing. So maybe they are going to go back four, but it seems the players they are signing can play different systems and different formations, which is a good thing, because you're signing talent. Because the lit Euro would be fine in the back four. Dogu, you could play at left back. Heaven as a centre back. Xerxes could play as a 10 striker, etc. If it is Konya, we've seen him at Wolves, even though they play a back three, he could play in the 10, play as a left winger as well. Same with Bremo, even though Brentford switch up also. Same way with the Diblin, whoever else, Delap, fine, striker. So you look, Ahmad would be cool. So yeah, suppose so. They better just have the plan in place. That's what they need to be on.
This is it. I just think that I don't think they're in love with the formation more than the manager. I think it was the manager. I think the manager was the first choice, and the system is a byproduct of that. And the funny thing is, yeah, I don't rate Dan Ashworth, but the fact that Dan Ashworth was like, fucking hell, this ain't gonna work in England, mate. He might have had a point. You know them ones. He might have had a point. He's sitting there with his bacon sandwich thinking, oh, these lot are having a fucking laugh, mate. And it turns out could have been right.
He was right. And it's crazy that the two options, they wanted Amorim and he wanted Southgate. It's crazy that the two people.
I don't even know if he wanted Southgate. Do you know what I'm saying?
Said he wanted Southgate. It was an English thing.
Yeah, that's great. I heard that he did favor an English manager, but I didn't hear nothing about no Southgate.
Southgate and Potter.
You know what I'm saying?
Go on.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't fucking know. Man said, Brendan, United fans who keep defending garbage managers time and time again, you never learn. Then you wonder why the standards are falling through the floor. Yeah, hit the likes, people. Bro, listen. But the standards could never get lower than where they are right now, and I don't believe they'll ever go back up again, bro, because it's just a new generation of football fan. You know them ones. It's like we've been shit for so long, yeah, that the standards can never go back to where they were, because a lot of these men they don't know what it feels like to watch Man United actually be dominant in Europe.
Yeah, it's not because it's about Manchester United just being for them better. That's what it is. And when I say better in regards to just, actually, I can't even say that because they accepted Ten Hag even though we were dreadful.
But this is what I'm saying. These men, bro, they'll accept anything, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Accept anything. Yeah, you right. Yeah, I can't even say that. That's why I had to stop myself as I'm talking. I'm like, yeah, they're going to. We already know what fans are. From when we accepted Ten Hag, that was actually scrap that. Remember from when we accepted Ollie, when there was pushback about Ollie, that's where it started from, and it's just got progressively worse. That's where
100%. And they did that because Ollie was an ex-player, so it was a good way to get into the psyche, innit?
Yeah, like that's what it was. It started with him. From when we got packed 5-0 at home patch by Liverpool and people were defending him. That was all you need to know.
100%. I said, remember Amarim talking about how he shouldn't have to come in and teach certain things that this football level guy basically warned us he never came here to coach. Yeah, 100%. Like, bro, and I did agree with him in certain aspects when it comes to idiots like Garnacho. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to think when you get to the training ground and you're seeing this foolery, yeah, you're thinking, yo, bro, like, how's this guy made it? But then that's it. He shot himself in the foot by playing players like him. So now I don't feel sorry for him.
Consistent.
Do you know what I mean? Do I think his system would work at City? Of course it would, because City have way better players than us. And also they've got multifunctional players. So it would work at City. But bro, City are fighting for top 4. So it's one of them ones. And maybe it wouldn't work that well because they're struggling doing what they know.
Yeah, for me, because for me, it's like I say this all the time. The system ain't the issue. The way we implement the system is the problem. That's where I like with it. And the instructions in particular. I think his overall system is okay. It's just certain instructions that cost us. That's where the issue lies. Any system can work. Any formation can work.
And this is what
it's about just like having the correct instructions with it. Of course, you gotta have the correct players too. Of course.
And this is what it is. Like any system can work with the right players, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's one of them things where you have to understand that it's all about playing the best or setting your team up in the best way, yeah, to win football matches, bro. That's why as a coach, I don't even believe, even as a coach, I do not believe that you should have one system anyway. Because I just don't believe it. This is why I like Thomas Frank. Because Thomas Frank will play back 3s against some teams, he'll play back 4s against some team. And same with Eddie Howe to a certain extent, bro. Eddie Howe went to a back 5 against Arsenal.
Do you know what I'm saying? Chelsea as well on the weekend.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like Eddie Howe is not in love with a system, bro. He'll play a system to win, bro. Do you know what I mean? Ferguson used to do it as well, bro. Like in the Champions League, he used to go to a 4-5-1 sometimes and drop a striker if he needed to secure the midfield, bro. This is exactly what you're supposed to do, in my opinion. I don't think you could be in love with any one system because every system has weaknesses and strengths. So, but there you go. So football is just like boxing, is chess, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If you've got a system here and the opposition manager understands your system and he's trying to exploit your system, you have to have an answer. You have to have a response for every question, bro. You have to. The problem is a lot of these managers ain't got no response, bro, to the questions, bro.
Because they only got one way.
They only got one way, bro. If someone asks them a question, and they're uncomfortable with it, there's just no answer, bro. Man, end up getting smoked. You know what I'm saying? And this is it. So we need to have adaptable players.
Yeah. No, agreed. I fully heard that. Agreed.
And this is what it is. So I don't know. That's it. Neither Amarim or Ange have the answers. But even though neither of them have the answers, it's like, bro, look at the record. The record speaks for itself, bro. United ain't had an answer for Spurs for like 3 years.
Yeah, we haven't. But I think we got one next week.
Boy, let's see, innit? Let's bloody see.
Next week, man. I think we have. So, I think the X Factors. I think so. Oh, that shit has come back. Okay.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Hey, guys, let me know he's live, man. Man's going to redirect. Do you know what I mean? Man needs to do something quickly and then man try to come back for this championship playoff.
Is it Sunderland and
Sunderland trying to get back in the league with Coventry, innit? A man trying to see what go on. Man want to scout a few. Man want to see if Chris Riggs playing. Man want to watch. Man want to see how he does on that. But we've been linked to him. The links are gone a bit quiet, but I think we'll be back in for him. But yeah, man said Northside. Hey, I ain't seen Northside in a minute, bro. You know the ones. I ain't seen him since Arsenal got put in their place. You know the ones.
Shout out Northside.
Shout out Northside every day. You know them ones that shout him out, bro. I'm telling you. Man like Rafinha, bro. Yeah, bro, it is what it is. So yeah, man, it's lit though. But yeah, hey, big up everyone inside. Subscribe to Flawless as well. He's closing in on another milestone. You get
Yeah,
me?
man.
Man's very close, bro. Like, what? You got less than 200 away from.
Yeah. 1 day we're doing the countdown, like 132
Yeah.
subscribers to be exact, from 15K. So please, if you're a fan, you like what I said, you like my takes, you don't like my takes, whatever the case, if you've been entertained, come over to Sarcasm City TV, man. Please get me to 15K. Big up for having me as always, Rants. Much
Come on, G.
appreciate. The chat, run up the likes. Everyone watching this back after, whether you agree, disagree, salute, man. Just keep watching and enjoying the content, man. Big up, bless up,
That's
and
it,
again,
people,
Rants,
man.
bless for
So
having
big
me
up.
on.
Come on, G. So yeah, big up everyone inside here. You already know what time it is. And yeah, man, make sure you subscribe to Sarcasm City, and I'll see you guys back here in a bit. Drop a Rants raid in Flawless's chat, people.